Hi, welcome back. Michelle Sparks for video number 3 in a series of 5, delivering 4 keys to help you get free from an eating disorder or disordered eating experience. Just to recap, key 1 was to adjust your vision and see that the eating disorder is not your destination. Freedom, wholeness, to feel good about yourself, that's your destination. So key 1, adjust your vision. Key 2, make a decision to stop spinning your wheels and stop the eating disordered behaviour. Sounds like a tall order, and I totally get it, so I gave you some tips to help strengthen your resolve. And you know, as we come into key 3, what I'm saying to you so far is you don't have to, so far you haven't had to take any action to change your behaviour just yet. You've just had to see. You've just had to know, you had to see that the current solution's not working. You've had to know that you're going to need to make a decision. You're going to need to come to a place of resolve in your heart to go forward in a different way, and I can help you with that. Key number 3 is also not asking you to change your behaviour at all. It's just to take inventory of your behaviour. In other words, you need to now look at what you're doing so that you can actually plan your way forward. What you're doing is not working, but you may not have looked at it sufficiently well to know what about that is not working. And one of the best ways to do that is to simply keep a food diary for a day and a week. And make this really simple. I can give you a template, but basically 5 columns: date, time, food eaten, and you might want to just specify whether it's a snack, meal or binge. Your thoughts and feelings around that episode, and what you did then, so action, what you did then. And what you want to do with that is not change anything. Don't change your behaviour at all. Just keep going with what you're doing. What you want to do is just take an inventory of your current behaviour, thinking, feeling, and what you're doing. Situations that might be triggering you. And okay, so the next thing to do with that, and you may need some more help with this. This is actually a big step, but this is a key. So I'm just giving it to you, and if you want more help with it, it would be my pleasure to help you with that. This all comes out of a workshop series that I used to run in the late 90s, early 2000s called Women Worth Their Weight. And this is not just for women. But I found that I was covering the same material with individuals that I could do in a group. And so this is some of that material. Okay, so at the end of a day and at the end of a week, you will need to then just go and have a little look at what you've been doing and just start to observe your patterns. Just observe. Have a look at how much food you're eating and the way you're eating. Are you restricting? Are you binging? Are you purging? Are you missing meals? I love a question that Carolyn Costin, who's a brilliant lady in the area of eating disorder recovery, says. And it's this: I would suggest, as you look at what you're eating for a week, just think about, is it sufficient? Look at the quality and the quantity. And here's the key. What would you say to someone you cared about that showed you an eating plan like this? And particularly, this is Carolyn Costin's little throw-in, which I think is brilliant, is what would you say to a young girl, a little girl, or maybe a little boy, who brought this to you and said, hey, this is what I'm doing? How would you feel? And what would you say to them? Because there is a little part of you inside that is you're drawn up in this behaviour. You're looking for safety, security and acceptance. I won't go too far into that right now. But you know what? If someone you cared about, or a young person, a child, came to you with what you're doing and why they're doing it, and said the things, the thoughts and feelings, I'm an idiot, I'm a pig, I'm worthless, I'm hopeless, what would you say to them? What would you feel? That will really help to reframe and change your perspective and hopefully generate some compassion towards yourself that will negate some of that really annihilating critical voice that drives you. So we're looking for patterns, we're looking for triggers. There might be situational triggers, things like coming home alone, coming home into an empty house after a day at school or a day at work or a day at college. What goes on in your head when that happens? Do you feel like no one cares? So there could be situational triggers. There will certainly be eating triggers. If you are restricting, purging, binging, avoiding food, eating forbidden foods, what's that about? We need to sort of unpack that as well. And there'll be thinking and feeling triggers. And all of these need attention, but before you can attend to any of that, you need to get an idea of what's going on for you. And that is why key number 3 is to take inventory. Best way to do that, keep a food diary and come back for key number 4.